Come on. Come on.
You are now on deck.
Back.
Hey. That sounded not enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
Hey.
Hey, welcome back to On Deck. We're back.
I mean, we're kind of on deck, right? It's like a pool deck.
Yeah, the pool deck, still a deck. I just don't want to flip back
I keep thinking that. I'm like,
and my legs get tangled. I get caught on the bottom and I can't get up.
yeah, I'll tell you right now, I'm not helping. You can stand up in here. You'll be fine.
If I can't
It's not 9 feet deep. Let me find out. Can you swim? I don't. That doesn't sound too coming.
I can swim.
Oh,
I just don't swim that often. Like when all the kids out here playing, I have to come out and watch them.
Well, let me get a pool.
I know you be having pool parties
Every day I be in this. Once they opened up the pool at my apartments or in quarantine and stuff,
You be in it?
every lunch break, well, it was like a week. I didn't. It was like 1 week.
Let you go down to the pool?
Yeah, during my lunch break, I would, I would have my meeting, hop into my bathing suit, come out here, swim for a good hour, change back,
Go back into the house.
go back to work. Yeah, it was great. All right, so I'll let you start it off. What topic did you want to?
I want to talk about why we always get caught in, why we always get sucked in to comparisons. Like, you know what I'm saying, comparison to who's the best basketball player, who's the best pop R&B singer. And I have an issue with this because I'm a huge basketball I am a huge basketball fan, and I'm a huge R&B and pop fan. And the thing I notice is that people argue all the time about who's the best basketball player of all time. They always make the comparison to Michael Jordan, the best basketball player of all time. Kobe Bryant is the best basketball player of all time. LeBron James, best basketball player of all time. And they always try to do these comparisons of who is the GOAT. To me, I think it's unfair to all the basketball players that, you know what I'm saying, that's in the top five. And if you look at the top five basketball players of all time, they're all African American.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of us trying to compare them, why we just can't honor them and put them on a high pedestal as our hero, because they accomplished a lot. You know, when you talk about the five best basketball player all the time, it's always going to drop in that category. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. It's going to be Bill Russell, and then you're going to have Magic Johnson. And if you look at the top 10, the top 5, it's all African American. Why can't we just stop making these comparisons and just celebrate these brothers' success and breaking barriers as far as being African American males and being on the top of their game and being Hall of Famers and creating all these awesome records as far as assists, MVPs, and why we just can't celebrate that?
I mean, I feel like in that conversation though, as far as saying like who's the best, I feel like there is a little bit of celebration in that, and the fact that, you know, because when you're talking about any of them, like, it doesn't matter if you like them or not, you can't deny what they've done.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, okay, because that's how I feel. I've never been a Kobe fan. I mean, for like what he's done, like whatever, like him as I've never been a Kobe fan ever, because I've always hated the Lakers since the beginning of time.
I didn't like the Lakers, man,
right? But in any conversation that I've had where I have to, you know, where I am comparing them, I'm like, okay, yes, Kobe is great. He's great. But I still like LeBron.
You like LeBron? See? And I'm an MJ fan, but I had to catch myself. And I think it gets to some of the players' ego, because they feel like they have to make a statement that they better than the basketball player that came before them, when they really don't even have to do that. I had to make that conscious decision that I'm not gonna make comparisons anymore but I am going to celebrate these individuals' accomplishments as African American men, and I'm just honored that they are on top of that NBA ladder, whereas their hard work is still inspiring youth all over the world. I had to celebrate the totality of their body of work. Just, I mean, because it's amazing. If you look at it, when you look at the best basketball players of all time.
I mean, I just feel like black people are dominating in everything.
In everything, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why we got? Who? Adrian Peterson is the best. Why we just can't celebrate that? Listen, they are all African American men that probably came out of poverty. Like, that's an accomplishment right there. That went to college, that performed on a collegiate level, and then also performed highly on a professional level, and they ended up in the Hall of Fame. Like, why we just can't celebrate that and celebrate the totality of that individual success versus making all these comparisons and getting mad over. Cause people fight over these,
right.
these comparisons.
That's actually a fact. Yeah, I actually have seen a couple barbershop squabbles break out. Like, what?
Oh, who the best?
Yeah, like, what is it really? Is it really that serious? I mean, I think that like we should definitely be celebrating the fact that that black people are dominating everything. But I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy the conversation though. When you talk about comparisons between, the greatest basketball players, the greatest singers. I like the conversation between Beyonce and Rihanna. I do. It just depends on your personal taste.
How do you feel about that? I don't know where you're gonna be at when this one is.
What, for Beyonce, Rihanna? Okay. So like I feel like there's different levels to it. Like, okay, if I have to listen to one person's body of work versus the other, I'm going to pick Beyonce. I'm gonna pick Beyonce, I'm sorry, all day. Now, if you're like, okay, you get to hang out with either Beyonce or Rihanna for an entire day, I'm gonna want to hang out with Rihanna, hands down. Like, that's not even a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Rihanna gets it. Like, Rihanna seems like someone that I'd be like, okay, that's my favorite cousin. Like, that is my favorite cousin. Like, I cannot wait to see Rihanna. But I feel like Beyonce would just be like, she would just make me feel poor. Like, she would just make me feel like I'm not doing enough in life. Like, she's cool, don't get me wrong. But I feel like Beyonce's too perfect. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. She might, I
think what's portrayed.
It was portrayed, but I think behind closed door, she lay her head down.
Yeah,
her hair
I'm sure,
down,
that's fine.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people that behind closed doors will do whatever. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like Rihanna, it seems like she's the type of person that I would like
more towards.
Yeah, she's the type of person that I would actually like real life kick it with. Like, I don't smoke weed like that, but I feel like she would let me roll her blunt, and then she would teach, like, she would tell me what I'm doing wrong, and then at a certain point she'd just be like let me do it. I feel like she would help me with my makeup. She would like, you know what? I got some extra Fenty products. Here, like, let me help you. That's what I
bag,
feel.
girl, I got these brand new bags. You can have these. This is nothing.
Right, and I feel like Beyonce would give me a discount code to Ivy Park. Like, she wouldn't like give it to me for free. Like, I don't know. That's just how I be seeing things. But I mean, who do you like? Like, I can't speak too much on sports.
I like both of them. If you look at album sales, Rihanna is out the roof with album sales, #1 records. Like, people underestimate her, but if you Google her stats and the number of albums that she has sold, and it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, she does. There. That's the whole thing.
And
like,
she don't act like it.
Yeah.
She's that humble where she don't act like she sold
right.
all those albums.
You wouldn't even
she's
know.
On top. Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, I just come from growing up listening to Destiny's Child and like actually knowing like the history of like Beyonce and all this. So that's when it comes to music wise, like that's just where I am. And I love Rihanna's music, don't get me wrong. But if it was like, okay, you could only listen to one or the other.
I love both of them. I love Beyonce. I love her body of work. I love
I thought you were gonna say I love her body. I was like, yeah, she's got a
I'm
banging
just
ass
saying,
body.
I love her body of work. I love that she's in control of her music. I love that she understands what her voice means and how powerful it is. And she only speak when it. I like how, like, when something's really going on in the community, she's not too uppity to speak on, you know, social issues that's going on in the country. Like, she'd come out and be like, listen, blase, blase, blase. I feel like some artists, they scared because they're not in control of their
they're
brand.
probably scared, but at the same time, it's like they don't have Beyonce status.
No, they don't have.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
when you don't. For some people, like, you can't just come out and say how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. You have to shut the hell up.
Yeah, you do. That's true.
Because Twitter will come for you, and I feel like Twitter rules all.
Yeah, Twitter.
Like, it's just regular people, but that
voice their opinion.
It speaks for the masses. Like, they will come for you. They'll ruin you. And half the things that I don't even really. I mean, I have a Twitter, but I don't be on it like that. But half of my little news feed on Instagram will just be from. I'm like, oh, this is what they're talking about on Twitter. So and so did this. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think we should stop.
I mean,
doing the comparison, but it's good. It's good to do the comparison, but at the same time, let's celebrate them. Let's just celebrate. Like, if we didn't have I look at it like this. Michael Jordan, he performed at such a high level that he's that reference point. He was that reference point for Kobe Bryant. Right. He was that reference point for LeBron James, and he was that reference point to, like, all.
Right. And that's the thing, is like, I don't know, I'm like, he did it first. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the Michael. Everyone compares themselves. It's the Michael Jordan of this. He's the Michael Jordan of golf. He's the Michael Jordan of whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he's always going to be that reference point. Yeah. But as time evolves, people are going to get better because.
Yeah, but they're going to have to be, like, LeBron is a monster. Man, he is.
And Kobe, and that's the thing, is like, Kobe is too. And you have to look at the times. You have to look at, Michael Jordan was doing crazy things for the time that he was in.
Yeah.
But so is Kobe and LeBron. Like, there's.
Well, you have to look at it, you know. Michael Jordan, his reference point was Dr. J. Like, anyway, at one time, everybody thought Dr. J was the best basketball player until Michael Jordan came along.
That shit down,
So
but no one's over here like, he's like the Dr. J. Dr. J of this. Like, no one says that. Yeah. Never in my life have I ever heard anyone say that. So.
What about rap? You think that we over exaggerate comparisons?
I mean, yes and
rap
no.
music should be debatable, huh?
Absolutely. But that's the whole thing. Like, when it comes to anything, like, you should be able to debate anything, but we can say that, yes, well, obviously black people dominate rap. Like, that's us. That's we all.
So who would be your top 5 best rappers of all time?
Dylon.
Dylon.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, you won't say that. What's the name of that group?
It was for Making the Band.
Yeah, Making the Band, Dylon.
No, it was, I don't know, my
people
favorite.
People will laugh at you saying that, too.
Who are the top 5 rappers of all time? I don't really have a top 5. Like, I like West Coast, rap, but Ludacris is definitely my favorite rapper. Like, hands down. I mean, who do you have?
My favorite rapper, I'm not going to put no, like you said, I'm not going to put no top nothing. I love Jay-Z. Like, I like Jay-Z. I love, evidently, I like Drake. I like Nas. When I was growing up, LL Cool J, Rakim and Eric B. Like, I like
Iggy Azalea. I'm just kidding.
I like Eminem too. I like M is hot. I like Eminem.
Yeah, you can't sleep on him.
You can't sleep on him. Like,
I like the baby. Like, I like
Little Baby. I like Little Baby.
I keep. He's growing on me, and I didn't know that No, Lil Baby.
Oh,
he's
Little
growing
Baby's
on me.
dope.
But I like the baby. There's too many babies around here. But I can't. I don't know. There's a lot of like new rappers that I'm starting to like a little bit.
So
Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti. I like Yo Gotti.
All right, we're about to go to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Come on.